Ever feel like you're walking through a retail minefield sometimes? Like you don't even know the rules of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going deep on customer rights.
Hmm.
The stuff most people don't even know they have.
Right.
We've got this awesome guide for retailers that we're going to break down
Okay.
so you can shop smarter and get what you deserve.
You know what I find interesting? A lot of people think these rights are just about getting one over on businesses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's really not like that at all.
Oh,
These rights are actually there to protect both sides,
interesting.
shoppers and retailers.
Oh.
It's about setting clear expectations
Mm-hmm.
so everyone's on the same page.
Like a rule book.
Exactly. A rule book for the retail game.
I like it.
Yeah.
So how about we crack open that rule book and
Yeah.
see what's inside?
Okay. Let's start with something I'm sure everyone's experienced at some point.
Oh, okay.
Faulty products.
Ah,
You buy something brand new
yeah.
and it breaks way too soon.
The worst. It's like that blender I bought a while back. Oh, yeah?
Top of the line supposed to be the best.
Uh-huh.
2 smoothies and this motor just died.
Oof. That's where your statutory rights come in.
Okay.
In lots of places, you've got a full 30 days
Mm-hmm.
to return a faulty product for a
yeah.
full refund.
Wait, really? I always thought they could just offer me a replacement.
Nope. The choice is yours.
Hmm.
They might offer a replacement, but you can insist on your money back.
So it's about making sure I'm happy.
Exactly. Not just getting a different version of the same problem.
Gotcha. Okay, but what if the thing's like totally unfixable?
Well, if it can't be repaired within the first 6 months, you're usually entitled to a full refund.
So like if it's just a complete lemon.
Exactly. No one wants to be stuck with a lemon.
All right, so keep those receipts for at least 6 months.
Yes. Your golden ticket to a refund.
But are there any like exceptions to this 6-month rule?
Of course, there are always exceptions.
Okay.
Like things with naturally short lifespans.
Right.
Like batteries.
Gotcha.
Those wouldn't fall under this. Makes sense.
It has to be a reasonable expectation of how long something should last.
Okay, so what about something like a washing machine?
Okay.
It's not exactly a short lifespan item,
Right.
but what if it breaks after, say, 8 months?
That's where durability comes in.
Okay.
Even if something lasts past that first 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a reasonable expectation it'll work for a while,
Right.
depending on what it is.
Uh-huh.
That could extend up to 6 years.
6 years? I had no idea.
Yeah, so if your washing machine dies after like 2 years,
Okay.
you could still have some options.
Like what?
You could be entitled to a refund or replacement.
Mm.
Though a lot of companies will try to offer a repair first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or a partial refund.
Is that just to save them money?
It's partly about cost,
Yeah.
but it's also about finding a solution that works for everyone.
Okay.
Sometimes a repair is all it takes.
Makes sense. But what if they repair it
Yeah.
and then the same problem happens like a few weeks later?
Well, that's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
You only get one shot at fixing it.
Huh.
If the same problem comes back, you're entitled to a full refund.
So it's like a one-strike policy?
Exactly. One strike and you're out.
I like that.
It's good to know the power is in the customer's hands.
Totally. Okay, so faulty products, we've got that covered.
Mm-hmm.
What about delivery delays? It feels like I'm always waiting for packages.
Ugh, delivery issues are the worst.
So annoying.
But you do have rights there, too.
Oh, good.
Legally, an item should be delivered within 30 days of buying it,
Okay.
unless you agreed on a different time frame.
All right.
If it goes past that, you can cancel the order
Mm.
and get your money back.
So no more endlessly refreshing the tracking page?
Nope. But there is one exception.
Okay.
If they tell you about a potential delay beforehand,
Oh, right.
then the 30-day rule doesn't always apply.
So those due to high demand emails actually mean something.
They do. It's all about setting the right expectations from the start.
Gotcha.
But let's say the package does arrive. Okay.
But it's been like damaged in transit.
Uh-oh.
Whose fault is that?
You'd think it was the delivery company's, right?
Yeah. I'd assume that.
It's a common thought,
Uh-huh.
but actually the retailer is responsible until you sign for it.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
So even if the delivery driver like bangs it up.
It's the store's problem to fix.
Wow.
They can deal with the delivery company themselves, but their main responsibility is to you, the customer.
That makes sense.
So you're not stuck with a damaged product
Right.
because of something that happened outside of your control.
Okay, so faulty products,
Mm-hmm.
delivery mishaps.
Yep.
What happens if something develops a fault after that initial 6-month period?
Oh.
Do I still have any options?
That's where things get a little trickier.
Okay.
After 6 months, the burden of proof shifts.
To me.
Yeah, to you, the customer.
So it's not automatically assumed it's the retailer's fault anymore.
Exactly. You need to show that the problem was there when you bought it.
Like, how do I do that?
Well, you'll need evidence,
Okay.
like proof that the product has a known manufacturing defect. Think of it like building a case. You need solid proof.
So it's kind of like buyer beware after that 6-month mark.
In a way, yeah.
Makes sense.
That's why it's so important to keep receipts and any other documentation,
Oh, right.
even after the return window has closed.
Just in case.
Exactly. You never know when you might need that proof.
This is starting to feel like a legal thriller. Rules, timelines, evidence.
Uh-huh.
I know, right?
But this is honestly eye-opening.
Good.
I had no idea how much there was to customer rights.
And we've only scratched the surface.
Wow.
There's a lot more to explore when it comes to these rights and
Right,
how
right.
they affect both shoppers and retailers.
Well, I'm ready to keep digging. But maybe we take a quick break first to let all this sink in.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back with more customer rights revelations.
All right.
All right, we're back and ready for more customer rights knowledge.
Let's do it. So we've covered a lot about what these rights are.
Yeah,
But how do retailers actually tell people about them?
that's a good question.
Is it all just hidden in the fine print somewhere?
It shouldn't be. Transparency is so important here.
Okay.
One of the best things retailers can do
Yeah.
is to clearly display their store policies.
So no more trying to decipher those tiny terms and conditions pages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put yourself in the customer's shoes for a second.
Okay.
You walk into a store, you're excited to buy something,
Mm-hmm.
and then bam, you're hit with a wall of legal jargon.
Not exactly inspiring confidence.
Nope, not at all.
Right.
So where should they put these policies then?
Good question.
Well, the key is visibility. Think about the places where customers naturally look for information.
Like by the checkout.
Yeah. Or at the entrance,
Mm-hmm.
or even on the store's website.
So no need to go on a scavenger hunt just to find the return policy.
Exactly.
Cool.
Plus, it's a win-win for everyone.
How so?
When customers know the policies up front, it helps prevent arguments later on.
Right, less confusion.
Right. It's about setting clear expectations from the get-go.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got our clear, visible store policies, but what if a customer still has a complaint?
Okay.
Does it have to turn into a big fight?
Not if it's handled well.
Okay.
Honestly, dealing with complaints the right way
Uh-huh.
can actually strengthen customer relationships.
Really?
Yeah, it's about approaching those situations with empathy
Okay.
and wanting to find a solution.
So less battle royal and more, let's work this out.
Exactly. Tell me more about this magical complaint resolution process you mentioned.
Haha. All right, well, the most important thing is active listening.
Okay.
When a customer comes to you with a complaint,
Yeah.
don't interrupt or get defensive.
Okay.
Just listen.
Just hear him out.
Exactly. Let them express their frustration
Mm.
so they feel like they're being taken seriously.
It's amazing how much just listening can de-escalate things
It really is.
when people feel heard. It can make a world of difference.
Like that saying, seek first to understand, then to be understood.
I love that.
Yeah.
And once they've explained the issue,
Yeah.
it's good to summarize it back to them.
To show you were paying attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It also helps make sure you're both on the same page.
So it's like, okay, here's what I understand the problem to be.
Exactly. It's a small thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it can really build rapport.
Makes sense.
Then once you've got that open communication,
Mm-hmm.
the next step is to figure out what the customer wants.
What they want is a solution.
Yeah, don't assume you know what you're thinking.
Right.
Just ask them directly.
Like, what would you like me to do to fix this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by their answer.
I guess they might not always want a full refund.
Right. Sometimes they just want an apology
Yeah.
or an explanation.
So it's not always about the money.
Sometimes it's about feeling respected.
Okay. And once you know what they're looking for,
Yeah.
what then?
That's when you bring in the legal side of things.
Oh.
Explain the relevant laws and policies, but make sure it's clear and easy to understand.
No legal jargon.
Exactly.
All right.
It's about making it accessible to everyone.
Gotcha. Anything else that can be helpful?
Oh, yeah. Be ready to provide documentation,
Okay.
like copies of store policies
Uh-huh.
or relevant laws.
So you're not just saying things off the top of your head.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
shows you've got solid information.
Like you've done your homework.
Right. And it helps build trust in the process.
All right. So we've listened carefully. We've clarified what they want.
Mm-hmm.
We've explained the rules.
Yes.
What if the dispute still can't be resolved?
Oh, yeah.
Time to lawyer up.
Hold on there. It doesn't have to go straight to court.
Okay. What else is there?
There's something called third-party mediation
Okay.
or arbitration.
What's that?
It's basically bringing in a neutral third party
Okay.
to help find a solution.
So like a referee for customer disputes.
Exactly. They can help everyone reach an agreement.
That sounds way less stressful than a lawsuit.
Yeah, for sure.
But what if even that doesn't work?
Well, there are organizations that can help.
Oh, right. Like who?
In the UK, there's Citizens Advice and Trading Standards.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
They offer free advice and support.
So they can help people understand their options,
Exactly.
even if they can't afford a lawyer.
Exactly. And then there's the Ombudsman.
Who's that?
They're an independent body that investigates complaints.
So they're like the final judge.
They're usually a last resort,
Okay.
but they can be really effective in tough situations.
This is all so helpful.
I'm glad. It's important stuff to know.
Totally. We've talked so much about customers understanding their rights.
Yeah.
What about retailers? How does this knowledge help them?
Ooh, that's a great question. It's not just about avoiding trouble.
What else is it about?
It can actually help them build a better business.
Okay, now I'm really curious. How does it work?
Well, think about it this way. When you really understand customer rights, you can address concerns before they even become problems.
I see.
It's like preventing fires instead of just putting them out.
Proactive instead of reactive.
Exactly. Remember we were talking about accurate product descriptions?
Yeah.
Sure, it's the law, but it's also just good business.
Okay.
When you give people clear, honest information about your products, you're setting realistic expectations from the beginning.
So no one feels tricked or misled.
Right. No nasty surprises.
And that builds trust,
Exactly. Trust is the foundation of any good relationship.
especially in business.
Absolutely. When people trust you, they'll come back for more.
Makes sense.
And it's not just product descriptions.
What else?
Think about your return policies.
Okay.
You're not required to offer returns for change-of-mind purchases,
Right.
but it can be a smart move.
I know I've been tempted by a good return policy before.
Totally. It gives people peace of mind.
Yeah, like I'm not stuck with something if I don't like it.
Exactly. And that could be a big reason why someone chooses to buy from you.
So it's almost like a marketing tool.
It can be.
Yeah.
And of course, there's customer service.
Right? We talked about that.
Active listening, click communication, all that good stuff.
It's important even when there's no problem to solve.
It really is.
Just treating everyone with respect and kindness.
Exactly. That makes a difference.
Yeah, people remember that.
They do. It turns one-time buyers into loyal customers.
It's like building a community.
I like that. A community built on trust.
So we've gone deep on customer rights.
Yeah.
We've seen how to use them when things go wrong.
Uh-huh.
And we've learned how they can help businesses too.
It's all connected.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is that knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Knowing your rights and responsibilities
Mm.
makes the whole experience better for everyone.
Shouldn't have said it better myself. And as a final thought,
Yeah.
think about the things retailers do that make you feel valued.
Okay.
How can you apply those same principles to your own interactions?
Interesting.
Whether you're buying or selling, a little empathy goes a long way.
So true. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into customer rights.